Hi students, and welcome to week 3 of Composition 2. This week we're going to start with our first major project associated with our unit on advertising, and that is the letter to the marketing director. So the way this week is going to work is I'm giving you kind of a big picture of this unit, the letter to the marketing director, and then I've broken this assignment up into 3 folders or 3 chunks. So read this and then we'll start with marketing director letter part 1. So this folder kind of gets you oriented with the assignment. So the first thing I've given you are the assignment instructions and then a copy of the view book. So this is the 2011-2012. This might be updated if I can get a newer version. I've also given you a sample letter to the marketing director so you can see what another student has done. Again, it's for the 2010 view book, but you can sort of ask, like, how effective is that student? What would you change? Why would you change it? And just sort of get a sense of how other people have handled this assignment. I've also given you a block letter format example. This assignment is not going to be a traditional essay assignment, so we're going to write it in block letter format. This shows you what that looks like, and then it also gives you some tips. And then the last bit of this folder is 2 longish YouTube videos. Todd Jones, who we're writing this letter to, is the director of marketing at DMAC, and he came to visit my class at the Newton campus. He answered questions, he talked about the DMAC marketing strategy, he talked about the view book. So if you really want a lot of in-depth information about our audience, these are great resources. But please don't feel like you need to watch the whole thing. It's kind of a lot of content. But they're available to you if you want to get a sense of where this letter is going. All right, once you're done with that, we're going to come to Marketing Director Letter Part 2. And in this section, we're going to be thinking about reading images. So we talked about reading articles really critically. Now we're going to think about reading images critically. And a lot of the same lessons apply. So first, we're just going to review Common Culture Reading Images. It's at the beginning of our textbook. And then we're going to practice. So in this letter, you're going to be picking out a handful of images from the view book. And you're going to be really getting into depth with those images, really thinking about them. So why is this like this? Why is the sky this color? You're going to be asking a lot of those questions. So pick out a couple images and start practicing analyzing them. So I've given you an example. I annotated this image. So what I did is I just kind of made notes on it. I wrote on it. I asked questions about it. I brainstormed about it. And, I started, kind of gathering some wool, gathering some information about, where I might want to go. I thought this was a really interesting image because it sort of seems to appeal to our need for escape, and yet we're escaping to Des Moines. So I thought that was an interesting concept. If you'd like to do something like this, you can access this Jing. It's a free online website. Or it's a free online program that lets you annotate images, make screen captures, make screen videos. So, if you want to do something like this with your images, this could be really useful. You just download it to your computer. Again, totally optional. All right, once we're done with that unit, we're going to come to Marketing Director Letter Part 3. And in this folder, we're going to practice summarizing. Summarizing is going to be really important because Todd Jones doesn't necessarily know the content that we've been reading. He hasn't read the same articles, and so we want to bring him up to speed before we really get into depth with our analysis. So first, we're going to practice the art of summarizing. You're going to be using summaries throughout the semester, so this is a good chance to get going with them, get thinking about them. I've also given you a quick how-to on writing a summary. Kind of breaks the steps down a little bit more if you need a little bit more guidance on summary writing. And then the article that we're going to use as we write our marketing director letter is Advertising's 15 Basic Appeals by Jib Fowles, which is in your Common Culture textbook. And so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write me a short summary of one of those emotional appeals. All you have to do is choose one and then summarize it in a paragraph or so, and then you're going to submit it here through this assignment. And then last up, I want you to turn in the first draft of your marketing director letter. So we're going to turn it in on a discussion board, and then next week as a class, we will workshop those letters. So we'll give each other feedback, we'll talk about them, we'll kind of help get everybody ready to revise them. So once you're ready, once you feel like you have a pretty solid first draft, we're going to click here. It'll just take a few minutes to load, of course. Once this does open up, what you're going to do is create a thread, and then, like this, attach your letter through the Browse My Computer. So you're going to attach your file here. And then in this, just give us a short summary of your writing process. So how did you write this letter? What kind of things do you feel really good about? What kind of things did you struggle with, etc. And you can put something up in the top like Tom's letter first draft. So we know whose is whose. Then everybody can come back to this and kind of review what we've discussed this week. All right, so that is what we're working on for week 3. As always, if you have questions, please let me know, and best of luck.